Hello everybody, how's it going? Today I'm going to be doing a demonstration on how to control intensity. The intensity of your colors are how bright and how vibrant they are, right? The colors straight out of the bottle, as you see them here, are the most intense they're going to be. So if you work with yellow and you make a yellow mark and you just don't do anything to the yellow, right? That yellow is going to be the most powerful that you can possibly make, right? And then you can do things like you can change the value of the color. So if I just take a little dollop of white and I mix it into a healthy amount of yellow, right? I can make a lighter yellow, right? And that power is still strong in that yellow. Like the yellow is a vibrant yellow. And even if I come back and I make an even paler yellow that's almost white, right? Those colors are going to seem way stronger, right? So you can see here in the example, all three of those colors are extraordinarily bright, right? And have strength to them, right? But what if you want to take away the colors? Now, take away the color's strength, take away the color's intensity. This is used by artists to do lots of different, believe it or not, lots of different types of illusions. And it's really important to understand how this works. Now you're going to notice over here in my silver palette, I've set up my colors kind of in the same order as the color wheel, right? I have yellow, orange, red, violet, blue, and green, right? And the trick to taking away a color's strength, right, is understanding the relationships between the colors on the color wheel, okay? Now, in painting one, when we discussed how to mix browns, right, we talked about the colors complements, right? The color complementary colors, right? And those colors were always right across the way or on the opposite side of the color wheel. So the opposite color or the complementary color of yellow is violet, right? The complementary color of orange is blue, and the complementary color of red is green. They're right across the way from each other on the color wheel. Now, if you mix these colors in equal amounts, you create three different shades of brown, right? Sienna, umber, and your traditional Crayola crayon brown, right? But if you just mix them a little bit, a small amount of the color, you'll create a color that has been mutated to be less powerful. These mutated colors have been desaturated. Their strength has been stripped away from them because you're kind of neutralizing them, right? So like let's say in the case of this same yellow, right? I don't want to mess my mixture up over here, so I'm going to do a different little mixture of yellows. I'm going to take some clean yellow over here, and then because I want to keep my colors clean, I'm going to take a little bit of yellow's complement, which I just said is violet. So here is violet on the opposite side of the color wheel, right? You can all see that, right? Okay, good. And I'm going to take an extraordinarily small amount of violet. I want the yellow to still look yellow. I just want to make sure that it's not as powerful as the yellow straight out of the bottle. So I'm going to take this purple and this violet, and I'm going to mix it into here. I'm going to try to do a good job mixing it. And I am going to create, and I can see that I already put too much violet in there. So I'm going to take some yellow and I'm going to lighten this up a little bit. I'm going to make mustard, and the mustard yellow, which is, as you can see here, trying to zoom in on that, is darker. Now, I didn't make it darker with black, which is, I know, the instinct of many beginning artists. Every time you make a color darker, you have to use black. But the fact of the matter is that is not necessary. You can take away the brightness of a color by messing with its intensity. So this is the strong yellow, and this is yellow that has been mutated or stripped away of its strength, and it kind of looks mustard or gold in color, right? And then you can do the same kind of thing of controlling its value. Cleaning your brush. Always cleaning your brush when you're grabbing colors, because you don't want to mess with your colors on your palette, right? You can take a little bit of white, right? And you can make a lighter shade of this mustard, right? And you can affect its value, and that lighter shade of mustard will never be as strong as the lighter shade of the yellow, right? And even again, grabbing a little bit more of the white, I can make an even lighter shade, and I can, again, make this color even more vibrant, even more, not vibrant, that's the wrong word. I can make that color even lighter in value, but I'm not giving it any more strength. The stronger color is always going to be the color that comes straight out of the bottle. So you can do this for all the colors and be able to control where your colors are stronger and where the colors are weaker. So to continue this experiment over here, we can do blue. So strong blue, right? Strong blue, straight from the bottle, right? Right there. I haven't done anything to that blue, right? It is a strong, vibrant, extraordinarily impressive blue, right? And just like I did with the yellow, I can take a little bit of white and I can make a lighter shade of this blue, right? And when I make a lighter shade, I'm not adding strength to it or taking strength away. I'm just making it lighter, okay? I'm just using white to affect its value, and then using even more white, right? I can make an extremely light baby blue, right? So these are three different values on the light side of the spectrum of blue, right? And all three of these colors, because I have not mutated the blue, are extraordinarily strong. They're vibrant. They're always going to grab your attention, right? So the opposite color of blue, if we wanted to mutate it, is orange. So taking a dollop of this blue and kind of moving it over here so that I don't mess up my color wheel, right? And then cleaning my brush, always cleaning the brush, because you don't want to mess with your colors that you're making everything out of. That would be bad, right? You're going to take an extraordinarily small amount of orange, because orange is the complement to blue. It is its opposite, and it's on opposite sides. Taking this small amount of orange, you're going to mix it in here, and the blue is still going to be blue. It should still look blue. If it turns brown, you've done too much, right? So I can already see that the blue has changed. I've taken away the strength of the blue. And then this is the dull blue that looks much darker, right? And you want to make sure that the orange isn't showing. Hold on, let me just wipe that in there. Look at how dark that is in comparison to the real blue, right? That is extraordinarily dark. I have taken away the strength of the blue just by adding orange, and it's less bright. It's darker. Everything kind of mutates and becomes dark. And now this color, cleaning my brush and grabbing a little bit of white, I can affect its values. Now, affecting its values will make it lighter, but not any stronger, because I've already made the blue. I've already mutated the blue. Right? So in this case, right, I can add a little bit of white to this, and look at the difference between these two colors, right? Look at the difference between these two colors, right? This has a little bit of white in it, but it's never going to be as strong as that color over there that I haven't mutated, okay? I'm going to do it one more time so you can see the lightest version of this. That's a little cowardly. I can probably put a little bit more white into that. Okay. There, so I've created three different values of blue. On the left, these blues are strong, vibrant, powerful. On the left, darker, duller, not reflecting the light as much, less powerful. Okay, let's do this with, let's say, red. Okay, cleaning my brush. I'll do red over here. Okay, so I'm taking my beautiful crimson red and I'm making a mark. This, again, I've done nothing to this red. This red is a very vibrant red, the most intense that it's going to be. Okay, the most intense that it's going to be right now, right? Now, I can clean my brush, and cleaning my brush, I can grab a little bit of white, and into that red, I can make more of a pink. And I can take this pink and I can put this pink over here. And again, I have not mutated the color yet, right? But this red is darker, that red is lighter, right? Then doing the same procedure again and cleaning my brush and grabbing some more, I can make an even lighter pink. The most lightest of light pinks, and put it right there. Okay? So these three colors are extraordinarily strong colors. They are not going to, they have not been mutated. They're very bright. They grab the audience's attention almost instantaneously, right? But for different illusions and stuff like that, you may not want to have super strong colors. Maybe you want duller colors. Maybe you want to have different kinds of emotions in your work. So you have to take away the strength of the red. Well, as we can see by the color wheel that I have going on over here, right? I'm gonna back that up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. The red, right? The opposite color of the red is right across the center, green. Green is the opposite color of red, right? So just so I don't mess up my original red over here, I'm going to take the red, I'm going to make a different little pile. That's where I'm going to mix my reds and make the dull red, right? And then cleaning my brush in my little cup of water that I have over here on my drawing table. I am going to grab a really small amount of green. Now, if you put too much green, it will turn umber on you. It will become a brown. So it's a very, very small amount of green, and you're gonna go in here and you're gonna mix that green into here until you see the red change, until you see the red lose its brightness, right? And I actually think I can use a little bit more green. So I'm gonna clean my brush because I don't wanna mess up my green. Right? Mess up my green. Okay, I'm just gonna. I want it to look very dull in comparison. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more green in the mixture. I don't want it. I still want it to look red. If it starts looking brown, right? I have missed the mark, right? So that's now a really dull red. Now look at the comparison between the bright red and the dull red. So this is the dull red that has the green in it. Look how dark that is. Okay, look at how incredibly dark that is in comparison to the red. Okay, once I have the dulled color, I can affect its values and add whites to it and make it lighter. I can add blacks to it and make it darker. So I'm going to grab some clean white and I'm going to make a dull pink. So I'm going to take this mixture and I'm going to make a dull pink. Almost, you can call this a rose, a dusty rose color. And there's my medium dull red. And even that looks darker than the original pink. Even that isn't as bright as the original pink was, right? And then going again and grabbing even more white and making my lightest shade of that dull color. I'm gonna make my most pale dusty rose color, right? And voila, you can see the difference in the colors there, right? The difference in the colors is on the right, the colors are bright and strong. On the left, even though they have similar values, medium color, lightest color, right? They don't stand out as much, okay? I just did this with the primary colors. I'm gonna do it very quickly with the secondary colors. Let's do green, okay? So I'm gonna take pure green. I'm gonna put green right there. That's green. I haven't done anything to that green, right? Now, cleaning my brush. grabbing a little bit of water, a little bit of white, and making that green just a paler baby green, right? And going like this, and showing that paler baby green, right? And then grabbing even more white and making my palest green and going like this. Okay, so I have my 3 different shades: true green, lighter green, baby green, right? Okay, so now if I'm gonna mutate and take away the strength and the intensity of the green, I need to use red. I'm going to use a small amount of red. So I'm going to take this clean green, I'm going to make a different pile over here, right? Because I don't want to mess up with the green that I'm using before. I want to make sure that that green is clean. And then I'm going to mutate the color with red, right? Squeezing off any excess water on my brush, taking some clean, bright red, right? Little bit, a very small amount. You don't want it to turn brown on you. And you're gonna take that red and you're gonna massage it into here until the green loses its strength. Okay, really small amount. Again, you don't want it to turn umber on you. You still want it to look green. It's just a dull green. A green that's not as bright as the first green. And I think I got that right. So now the comparison over here, bam. Look at how dark that is. Look at how dark that is and compare it. It's still green. It has no black in it. It's just, you've taken away its strength and it's become darker. And then following the same procedure that we did before, right? We are going to add a little bit of clean white to this and make a lighter shade so that we can see what the dull color looks like when we make it lighter. There we are. Again, even the lighter color with a little bit of white is still darker than that one is, right? Cleaning my brush again, trying to keep my palette as organized as possible, which is hard, but you gotta try, you know? And then going into here, making an even lighter, paler color, and coming in here and looking at that and looking at how the colors on one side are stronger and stand out more, and how the colors on the other side are just duller, they're quieter, they're not as happy looking. Right? Let's do orange. Let's do orange. Okay, so we got orange. Okay, so taking my nice clean orange. I haven't done anything to this orange yet. I'm making just an orange mark. This is pure orange, the most intense, the brightest orange that you can possibly have. Right? Now I'm gonna make my different shades of orange. So grabbing some clean dollops of white over here, and going in here and making my orange slightly paler, right, slightly brighter, and going like this and putting that in there, making that, that's not enough. I think I can use a little bit more, okay? Trying to work that white in there to make an actual shade, and this is lighter orange, kind of a more baby orange, and then grabbing even more white and making almost like a peach color, almost like a flesh tone, extraordinarily light. All 3 of those colors, because I haven't messed with it, are going to be super intense in comparison to the color when I actually mutate it, right? So I'm going to take my orange, I'm going to make my dull orange. So I'm going to take my clean orange, I'm going to make a different pile because I don't want to mess with the colors on my palette. I want to clean my brush, right? Clean my brush. Squeegee out any excess water I might have, and then remember the opposite color of orange going straight across the center of the color wheel is going to be blue, right? So blue, taking a small amount of blue that hasn't been messed with, a clean blue, going into the second layer of orange and just massaging that in until I see that the orange becomes less bright. It takes a really small amount. If you put too much, you will get Crayola crayon brown, right? So once you've mixed that in there, it should still look orange. It's just a darker orange, right? And then going like this and going like this, look at the difference between the dull orange in comparison to the bright orange, right? Holding this up to the camera so that you can see that better. See? The dull orange stands out much darker as the true orange, right? And then once you have your mixture, Always cleaning your brush because you want to keep your paints as organized as possible, right? You're gonna grab a clean amount of white and you're gonna make a slightly lighter shade of this dull orange and you're gonna put it up here for comparison's sake. Even that amount, even though you put white in there, it still looks duller than that one is, right? Then over here, cleaning my brush, again, squeegeeing out any excess water, grabbing another dollop of clean white and making it even a lighter shade, right? And then putting that here. Again, this is the shade that it has been mutated, and look how dull it looks in comparison to the fleshy peach, right? We have one more color to do, and that is violet. I love violet. Violet is a great color. It's a nice, deep, dark color, and it's also extraordinarily strong color, right? So I'm gonna put violet right about there. Violet, 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 violet. Okay? And this is just, again, it's clean violet. It is a brilliant, dark, strong color. Right? Brilliant, strong, dark color. It should almost appear black in the video because but if you really look at it, it's violet. It's a dark, dark color. And then we can clean our brush. Always cleaning, grabbing a clean amount of white and going into the violet and creating kind of a medium tone violet, right? Kind of a little bit more of a purple, right? And going in here and adding that in there. And then again, grabbing a clean brush and grabbing some more clean white and going in here and making the palest of palest lilacs, right? And the palest of palest lilacs just goes right there. And all of those three colors, again, those are intense because I haven't stripped away their strength yet, right? Now, the opposite color of violet is yellow, right? Yellow will take away the strength of violet. So because I don't want to mess with my violet, I'm going to take my violet and make a secondary little pile over here so that I can mess with it and experiment with it. And grabbing, again, a small amount of yellow. You don't want to use a lot of yellow because you don't want to create sienna brown, right? So here, you're going to take this second dollop of violet and you are going to put the yellow into it, right? And it may be hard to see at first because the color is so dark, right? I'm gonna clean my brush. I think it needs a little bit more yellow. It's not quite dull enough. Okay, so I'm going like this, cleaning off my brush, grabbing some nice, clean, strong yellow that I have organized on here, and I'm gonna put a little bit more yellow on here. And trying to mix all of that purple in there and take away all of those little brown streaks that just appeared because I mixed that too much maybe, but no, I think I got it. Okay, so now here we get Barney purple. Deep, dark, not very reflective, almost black. Right? You would think adding yellow to a color would automatically brighten it up, but because yellow is the opposite color of purple, it actually makes it darker, right? And this is the chemistry of working with color. Now, once you have this and you've created this extraordinarily dark, dull, very unbrilliant purple, we're gonna play with what it looks like when you lighten it up. So I'm gonna take some clean white and I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna make some clean dull purple and I'm gonna put this over here. And even though I've added white to it, look, the dull one still looks darker than the intense one, right? And then cleaning my brush, squeegeeing out any excess water because I don't want to paint with dirty water. I want to paint with paint. Grabbing some clean white and making the most palest of palest dull lilacs. Okay, almost mauve in color, right? And there you go. So here you've just learned an alternative to the using black in your paintings. You've learned how to take the color and make it duller and less powerful without adding black to it. Okay, so this exercise you will be reproducing in class. It should take you about 2 class periods to do it. And good luck to you. Bye.